nothing actually cannot be done, provided you plan well and prepare well. After 5 kilometers to go, then I realized I will do it. And when I was crossing the finish line, I saw I have done it. And my happiness was that I have made history, and this history can inspire everybody.
Your coach, Patrick, always says about you that your mind is your biggest asset.
Marathon is not about winning. Marathon is about accomplishing. Every day I cover 30 kilometers, approximately from 200 to 200 kilometers a week. If people can bring their minds close, we can achieve more. Let us run, and if all of us can run, then we can unite this world.
So, Eliud, I guess we start with you being here and you witnessing what's going on as far as the sailing team are concerned. And as I will say time and time again, if they are to win this America's Cup, it will be for them a really classic moment in time. If you look back at your career and you think to yourself, well, you're always racing against time. That's what you're always doing, is racing against time. But if you had to sort of stop the clock for one moment and say what your moment in time has been, what has it been to date?
If I can say actually the clock can stop, I can say the moment was actually 159 challenge. It was the moment of its own, going up the moon and coming down to the heart, making history, keeping inspiration to the whole world, telling the human being that everything is possible if you put actually in your mind.
So that 159 challenge that you're referring to was Vienna 2019, and you were able to complete the marathon in sub 2 hours, which is a phenomenal feat. What did it mean to you to get the opportunity to do that?
I was really appreciative to the INEOS team for giving me a chance to try to make history and to tell the world that no human is limited. So it means a lot, being given a chance to rewrite history in the whole soil, and keep that note to the world that we can do everything we want if all of us can come together and think together.
So how did that journey begin for you? It culminated in that run in Vienna in 2019, but how did it start for you? What made you think that this is the journey that I want to go on? And why does it stand out as something great in the history of everything you've done?
The journey actually came in that in my mind, I always want to try. I always dare to try, and dare to do actually the hard things. And then we received a phone call from Jim Ratcliffe that history has been very long. It has been over 50 years since actually a sportsman can make history. Can we give you a chance actually to try to make history in marathon? I did not take actually stay to take a minute. I said yes. Give me a chance. And they gave me a chance. This chance was the chance of its own, which translate actually the whole world into seeing everything actually as easy. And people now have tried to push on and push on, and life is about pushing.
But you believe very strongly in preparation. How did your preparation change or was different to how you prepare for any other marathon? Was it the same, or did you have to approach it differently for that challenge?
I believe purely on preparation and planning, but the real preparation did not change. The mind changed because I was preparing for the only chance to make history. So my mind changed that I'm going to do it. And thinking of all over 3 billion people around the world who will be watching the race, then it was really hard. But I say yes. This is the time whereby I need to change my mind to dare to try and dare to do it.
So what did your training look like?
My training actually took 6 months. And every day I covered 30 kilometers, approximately from 200 to 200 kilometers a week, which can be translated to about 900 kilometers a month. And the training actually was well planned, and I enjoyed the whole 6 months of training. and I got the results.
Your coach, Patrick, always says about you that your mind is your biggest asset. What do you think he means by that?
Patrick actually means by saying that the mind is the biggest asset is that mind is what controls the body. And a human being is not a body. The human being is his or her own conscience. That's the meaning.
And in terms of no human is limited, that became a phrase that was synonymous with the entire challenge in the end, and obviously something you fundamentally believe in. Where does that belief come from? How did it manifest in you that you had this confidence and understanding that you could achieve whatever you thought, others thought was impossible?
The belief came in actually when everybody was against the challenge. When the whole world was saying it will not be possible. When scientists actually went to their computer and say, no, it cannot happen until 2075. And I told everybody, no human is limited. Above all, I am not limited at all. I will dare to do it and dare to try. And that's where the praise came in. And, I tried and I do it, and everybody actually believed and proved that no human is limited after 159 challenge in Vienna.
So how much more does it, because you've sort of alluded to the fact there that, people saying that you can't do a thing really makes you believe that you can. How much is it about disproving people and proving people wrong who think that something can't be done?
Absolutely, yes. What drives a man or anybody actually is the mind. The moment you believe that you can do it, the moment faster you believe and, and try to think that you can do it, that's the best place. And then you do it. It proves everything in this world is possible.
So what did it feel like when you crossed the finish line? Did you know instantly that you'd done it or not?
After 5 kilometers to go, then I realized I will do it. And when I was crossing the finish line, I saw I have done it. And my happiness was that I have met history, and this history can inspire everybody in sporting world, in engineering world, in chemical world, in teaching world, in law world, in every profession.
Has it changed you as a person? You've won many, many things in your career. Did that particular challenge change you at all? Or did it sort of give you lessons that you hadn't had before?
Hello, performance people, listeners. My name is Freddie Carr, and I host a podcast called the Inside Tack, which is a podcast that follows the British America's Cup team, INEOS Britannia, as we get ready for the 37th America's Cup down here in Barcelona. We also follow the youth and the first ever Women's America's Cup. We would love you to like and subscribe to our podcast. Follow us on all your social media channels as we get ready for our sporting challenge of a lifetime.
Yes, they changed me and give me a lesson that when you decide on anything, try it, and you will achieve it the way I actually thought and achieved it. So I have changed that actually nothing actually cannot be done, provided you plan well and prepare well.
I've seen you walking around the base here this morning, talking to various people that are involved in this project, engineers, sailors, all manner of different people. And lots of people have said to me that one of the things that fascinated you most was looking at the sailing messaging that's in the sailing room and where the crew sit and get inspired, and the writing that's on the wall of the gym, words like fortitude and resilience and things like that. What's stood out for you in that regard, walking around this place?
Actually, walking around, I have learned a lot. I've cut a lot of nuggets from the sailing, which can relate actually in athletics. And
like what sort of thing?
The first thing is teamwork. I can see the system. They believe in the right system. We believe also in the right system. That we have many hands. A lot of hands are working in sailing, about 120 people. But above all these 120 people hands, then they have only one mind, that we need to win, that we need to win this challenge. On our part, actually, we are working actually with different people. But at the end of it, we have one mind, that we need to win. So we believe in teamwork, and above all is that we define teamwork as a group of people who trust each other. I saw actually in the boat that they agree and disagree well. On the other hand, in our side, we agree also and disagree well, and that's trust. And this trust actually can cement our teamwork. The same thing which can cement the teamwork actually of sailing. So if you see the boat, it's really motivating, very motivating to see and see human beings sitting together. The law of nature cannot allow all of us to think together. But if people actually can bring their minds close, we can achieve more.
And you have to be aligned, don't you? You have to all be going in exactly the same direction of travel so that the goal is similarly across, whether it be the sailors or the engineers or the boat builders, whoever it is, everyone is on the same mission.
Absolutely, yes. All sections actually, you should play your part. But at the end of it, we should narrow to one thing, which will be reporting and getting that input and consume it.
Can I ask you about longevity? Because, doing what you've been doing for 20 plus years at the highest possible level, what is the key to that? What is the secret of that?
The secret to longevity is actually realizing that this is a career. The secret to longevity actually is loving what I am doing. The secret to longevity actually is passionate in running. And being self-discipline and making self-discipline my lifestyle. That's what makes me to run for long. And I urge everybody to embrace the same.
I've got to pass that on to my husband's been doing this similarly at the top of his profession for a really long period of time. And you have to love it, don't you? You have to be able to get out of bed every morning and love what you do in order to do it again and again and again. I was wondering what the motivation has been for you to, the greatest marathon runner of all time. What continues to motivate you?
What continues to motivate me is the love of sport. And above all, the messages I'm getting around the world from all the continents, that inspiration actually is going all through to everybody actually around the world. That gives me actually that energy to wake up every day in the morning and go to the road and run.
So Paris wasn't the event that you wanted it to be. I know you wanted something else from that event. How have you reflected on that? It's been some weeks since that happened. And how have you reflected on that? And have you made any decisions about what you want to do moving forward?
What happened actually, it was not what was in my mind. I trained for 4 months, clearly 100%. No, but, and hiccup came in. But all in all is that this is sport. Today you can wake up with real energy. Tomorrow you can wake up with low energy. I decided to not actually finish, but apart all, go back, relax, try to reflect what has been happening for the last 20 years in my life. And, next week again, I will be rolling on, going back to training and, trying to think what I will be doing actually in future. And above all is to inspire people and, run for the world. And, I want to make this world a running world.
And so you see yourself competing in many more marathons moving forward?
Yes, I still want to compete, but above all, I still want to go around all big cities, just run and finish. Marathon is not about winning. Marathon is about accomplishing that distance. And when you accomplish, you get the accomplishment, take to the place of your work. Just put it on. Work on it. It will give you more energy. Just remember, running for 42 kilometers and you bring that energy, those thoughts to your office, what will happen? A lot will happen actually in your desk. And on the other hand is that, if you are running for that long, you get a lot of ideas. You come and put on work on those ideas, around those ideas. I don't know, you make your company go up, you make the world actually grow. I don't know, and you help me to make this world running more.
So here's my question for you.
Yes.
What ideas have you dreamt up on those 26-mile journeys that you've been on? Because like you say, your mind is allowed to do what it does on those runs. What are the things that you've thought of? What are the things that you've done as a result of running and being able to think and process at that time?
A lot has been going on. I've been thinking of how to make this world a peaceful world. And I'm planning, I ask myself, what will happen if we had no religions in this world? What will happen if we had no colors in this world? The world could be beautiful. But because actually what has happened and we can't change. How can we make this world a peaceful world? And above all, how can we make our world a clean world? And that's what I've been doing, getting those ideas, putting and running, and, just raising up my big hand and saying, hey, let us run. And, if all of us can run, then we can unite this world. And, a united world is a beautiful world. A united world actually is a peaceful world. And that's what I've been doing.
And to testament to that, I heard, I don't know, you can perhaps confirm for me whether this is true or not, but I heard that in Paris, you waited for the competitive runners to pass you before you decided to stop. Is that right?
Yes.
And why did you do that?
I turned that because I wanted everybody to go and then, see how actually people will be thinking. And, after that, I got over 1,000 people escorting me. And, I tell the people, hey, let us make this world a running world. Let us be positive in lives. Let us enjoy lives, and let us all try to think together.
And being respectful to your competition, presumably.
Absolutely, yes. Respect is paramount in this world, in everything and in anything.
So as this sailing team embark on their so-called challenge of a lifetime, what is the sort of single message that you would give to them?
This sailing team, my single message is they have done enough. They have planned well. They are prepared well. And, they should treat themselves as the best ones in this competition. And obviously they are the best ones. Now they have what it takes to win the American Cup.
Eliud, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for dropping by.
Thank you too.
Join us for the Performance People podcast every week for the highs, lows, lessons and stories from people like this lot. Michael Johnson.
Some days what I would see is a person who is a shell of what I used to be.
Eddie Hearn.
We don't operate in a business that's dangerous, but we just operate in one where you've got to sleep with one eye open.
Mo Farah.
It couldn't get any harder than what I've gone through, and at that point I just went for it.
Paula Radcliffe.
You can only control yourself.
Susie Wolf.
And Toto did once liken me to a donkey.
Every Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts.